Welcome to my review of Far Changing Tides, the sequel to the wonderful original Far Lone Sails. Both were developed by a Swiss team called Automotive, the original of which I actually reviewed for the channel a couple of months ago, and scored an impressive 86, which I'll link to here. So for better or for worse, I am coming into this experience fresh off my time with Lone Sails. Will Changing Tides hold up to this underrated original? Let's find out. For anyone that's played Lone Sails, you'll feel right at home immediately with Far Changing Tides. The game once again introduces players to a nameless and voiceless character in a vast and uninhabited industrial world of old that has gone through some sort of apocalyptic disaster, but you are left to make your own assumptions. The main difference with Changing Tides is this time your character masters the ability to swim, which is crucial considering much of your journey will take place on or underwater, which is the main element that makes Changing Tides different from Lone Sails. Just like the original, your character will quickly come across a large vessel of sorts at the beginning of the game. This is partly what makes these games so unique in that you have no control over your ship or vessel itself, but rather the individual systems on the inside in order to make them move. Some elements are similar to the original, such as collecting junk throughout the wasteland to burn as fuel without overheating your engine, or using sails to move with the wind. However, this time your vessel is a bit more complex, armed with the ability to turn into a submarine whenever you need to, and other smaller abilities like using a crane to search for supplies and a boost mechanic to push debris out of the way in the ocean. At times though, you will have no choice but to go underwater in order to get past a wall, iceberg, or some other obstacle, turning the game into a pseudo-submarine simulator. Besides trying to control this boat-submarine hybrid, the game will also have you solve puzzles outside of your vessel in order to make something happen in the environment or expand your submarine capabilities. How these puzzles integrate with the environment and your vessel are once again the mechanical and visual highlight of the entire experience. That being said, I was left feeling like maybe more could have been added to explore the underwater sections outside of when the game forced you to, but I think this was intentional and helps to create a sense of urgency of staying on the move, which is kind of the whole point of the game. So if you couldn't tell, the visuals and overall style in Changing Tides is still as amazing as the original. The game does an equally good job of creating the eerie sense of vast emptiness of the prior world due to a combination of its muted colors, environment, and timely music. That being said, it doesn't hit as well as the original did. I think this is due to the simple fact that it plays into many of the same tricks, particularly during the intentionally slower and drawn out moments of travel. It leads to maybe too much of a feeling that we've seen this before, which again is as beautiful as the original but just not as impactful, which for a game that revolves basically entirely around the feelings it provokes through its visuals makes for a slightly less memorable experience. I don't want that to sound too much like a negative because it's still really well done and the apocalyptic universe is as hypnotic as ever, but outside of some of the more scripted moments, it isn't quite as awe-inspiring as playing the original was. In the end, Far Changing Tides is still a lovely little atmospheric journey and very enjoyable for those who played and liked the original, like myself. The game delicately conveys many of the same feelings by balancing the eeriness of traveling somewhere alone with crescendos of satisfying and visually striking moments of expanding your vessel. While the game is held back a bit for not doing a ton to make it stand out on its own from the original, despite the underwater and submarine sections, I still really enjoyed my time with the experience and fully recommend it to anyone who likes these types of games. Thanks for watching everyone, peace out.